What's up, guys? I am Stealth. We are back in the Supers, and we are back at Eldora. Now, you've already learned to set the car, letting off the throttle, letting the back end swing out, coming back on the throttle, and catching your drift. And you've gotten pretty good at this. And at this point, you've probably realized that there's these parts of darker dirt starting to build up, especially in points where you lift off and when you come back on and you set the car, where you fire at, that's most likely going to build up a slick spot faster than anywhere else on the track. That's just from my experience. So maybe at first I'm set at 63% track wear right now. Maybe at first go in at 15%, at 20%. And when you have those blobs coming into the corner, what I want you to do is, just like normal, come in, let off the gas, but slide out far enough that you know your back wheels have cleared that slick spot. And it's going to happen because you're going to see it. You'll come in and maybe you slide about halfway through the spot and then you fire. You're going to see as soon as those tires hit that spot, you're spinning. There's no way around it. There's no way to fix it. There's no little trick. It's honestly like going back to when you first learned. You're running this half throttle, 3/4 throttle. This isn't something that you can run flat out. So get to that point that you know where your front wheels are and your rear wheels are. So when you're sliding that spot, you know when you can come back on. And that'll help you when it gets into stuff like this, when the tracks are really bad and there is no grip nowhere. And about the only choice that you have is to run the slick. So as we come out, we'll see in this, we got a small patch of grip up there, but it's not really worth it. We got a little bit of grip in the bottom. Most tracks always have a little bit of strip of grip at the bottom when it's this bad. And then if we go into 3 and 4, we see that we got a good grip across the top. Now, if you want to run this grip, the best way to do it is you're coming in and you see the corner behind us is all slick. So when you're setting the car, you're in the slick, and when you're coming back on the car, you're still going to be in the slick. So when you come back on, you want to be about half throttle, 3/4, and then when your back wheel's clear to this point and you know you're in this grip spot, start easing back onto the throttle, come back up closer to halfway, and then carry through the corner just like you always do. Now when you start reaching this point, and you know, this is why it's important about knowing where your car is at and what your car is doing, because we can't turn around and look behind us. We're not actually there. We have no true depth to know how big our car is. So knowing where your front wheels are and your back wheels are extremely important, because when you're sliding through and you know your back wheels are about to hit this, you want to start lifting. Because if, like we said before, even in that small patch, when you hit that full throttle, it's going to make you spin. When you hit a huge patch like this, it ain't no different. So we're going to go through here. I'm going to run, we'll run the slick. So I'll just run the slick so we can get to a point that we're understanding that. So we're coming through, and like I said, we're just learning. So we're coming through, trying to go easy on it, just kind of walking it through. And just getting to a point just like before that we're comfortable. Like right there, held it pretty good, but we're not going that fast. And then start building on that. Start coming through a little bit faster. And another big thing about this, let me get through this turn. So another big thing about driving in the slick, I think I said it in another video, is don't overdrive the car. I know it's hard to think about, and I know that your first reaction is when you start getting wobbly is to try and fix it. But in this, when it's this slick, You coming in and trying to go this way and then fix that, it's going to throw you that way, and then you're stuck in a loop where you're just doing this, trying to catch control of the car. Don't overdrive the car. Like like I've said before, it it doesn't take much for these cars. It's you're not throwing the car in. It's not as as hard as people would think it to be. So again, coming through, coming on a little bit harder this time, a little bit deeper of a corner, letting off a little bit because I feel the back end sliding out. Because like we've said before, the throttle and the angle of our car are connected. The more throttle I give this car, the more angle this car will have. Like I said, we're just trying to run the slick. And it's honestly about knowing those points when you feel like and you'll feel it in your wheel. If you have any type of wheel with force feedback, I'd assume you'll feel when you holding the counter steer when it starts to slip and the car wants to pull the wheel. And honestly, it really is like learning dirt track all over again. You're gonna sit and you're gonna drive in this for an hour and a half before you're truly comfortable and you can really run a lap. Because although you may have some guys that can drive this fast and they can run a good lap in the slick, but how consistent are they? When they come off the corner, are they sliding up into the wall? When they set the car up, are they setting it up too deep and they're cutting across 3 lanes coming to the bottom? It's driving in this, it's about being smooth. It's about realizing when you can do something and when you can't. Now, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm sure there's going to be another video. I have one planned. I can't remember exactly what it was about at this point. But, guys, I will see you for the next one. Y'all have a good day and good luck.